It has been a long and bloody year since the end of the Great War. While the Emperor has claimed victory, the peace that so many heroes gave their lives for has not settled on the lands. The hordes of chaos, though leaderless, continue to taint the northlands of the Empire. Vicious warriors attack merchant caravans and raid isolated farms and villages. The Emperor's battle-weary soldiers patrol the forests and hills, ever vigilant against bloodthirsty warbands intent on looting and slaughter.
One go.
All right, everybody, welcome to another Blades and Blasters production. I am Ghost. I am joined tonight in a game of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, 4th edition. This is going to be a fairly open-ended game set in the Warhammer universe, Warhammer Fantasy universe in particular. I'm joined by as Dr. Danish as, I believe, Dorathil? Yes, Dorathil. And Aki as Reinwald Brandeis von Schilder. All right. And as always, if you enjoy what you watch here, go ahead, like and subscribe, hit the bell for more Blades and Blasters content and amazing background noise of animals. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to go ahead and start by sharing a handout, and then we'll get going. Everybody see that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very good. The Old World, a land riddled with war and death. In this grim place is a singular bastion of hope, the Empire. Forged by conquest, it now finds itself beset on all sides by uneasy alliances and vicious foes. May the Warhammer guide us, and may Sigmar protect us. The year is 2502 IC Imperial calendar. Karl Franz has just ascended to the throne, narrowly beating Boris Todbringer, Elector Count of Middenheim. Rumors are abound that Boris plans rebellion, but there's little time to worry about such things. After all, Helmgart is already declaring itself free of the Empire's grasp. Marienburg is expected to follow soon as well, its people long angered by having their imports utilized under Imperial laws. But these things are of little concern to you, or perhaps are the very reason you are here. You're part of a caravan to Helmgart. It's been a long, blistering road. The caravan master, Schultz, has called for camp to be made. The caravan is about a half-day's march from Helmgart, but he speaks of ill travels to be had at night. Surely, all will be well if you rest this eve. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this over to the screen here and get everybody out. Can everybody see?
Affirmative.
Yep.
Yes.
I can. Yeah.
So all around you are other caravaneers setting up camp. There's a small fire kind of in the center of this encampment, and an older man looking very ancient even, has been at the head of this caravan. He meanders to the fire with his cane, and he has been kind of going on the last few minutes about dangers this, travelers that, and you might all be idly paying attention or handling your own affairs, unpacking. And most importantly, he says, beginning to wrap up his point, it be best ye not go out into the woods tonight. At least not alone. The Reikwald, I'm fairly safe by other accounts, but there still be terrors out there. Muties, strange worshippers, maybe even a witch. And he kind of looks at everybody in camp. But we'll be fine if you stay inside the bounds of this camp and keep your steel close. He looks around. That's all. And begins to shuffle over. And whoever would like to may introduce themselves first from our cast.
Well, Morgutt is an ogre, and that pretty much sums up Morgutt. Not a great thinker, likes to eat a lot, and likes to smash things.
Wonderful. Why don't you go ahead, Kruger?
Kruger sits there, thinks to himself, never knew my family. Raised by a hermit in the woods. Guess it could have been worse. At least he helped me with what I know best. Developed my skills in magic. The very thing that may get me killed one day. But, it definitely comes in handy to stay alive anymore. But perhaps I'll be more of use as I wander. Got to avoid those hunters. And he looks around the camp. I don't think there's one among them here, but maybe one will trade me in, who knows. Nonetheless, I need to make my journey.
Very good. And Danish, why don't you go ahead?
Dorathil is sitting by the fire, sharpening his blades, studying that, small metal trinkets around the hilt of each sword. And he looks around and looks at the old man and just ponders him for a minute, but oh, hi, old man. Why would we be wandering out in the trees at all? No reason to. You find a mag coin in the town there. People be needing to learn how to defend themselves with weapons. So, that's why I'd be going there. Don't worry about me leaving camp.
He kind of pivots on his cane that he has, and what's that? Well, maybe most of you wouldn't go out in the woods, but I know we have hunters and huntresses among us. I wouldn't want someone to go out looking for a bit of deer and then becoming a meal themselves instead. All these adventurous folk, caravaneers, better safe than sorry, I say.
Well, you're right there. I do thank you for your trepidation, old man.
Yes, my trepidatious behavior is always quite welcome, I find. And, go on then, Reinwald.
Yeah, Reinwald kind of sits over to a small edge of the camp nearby. Pretty quiet for the most part. He's got rather pallid gray eyes, dark hair, and he's not particularly tall, but he kind of sits and watches, looking for a bit of coin nowadays, and influence. He's of noble blood, but nonetheless that doesn't do well when you're, well, not exactly exiled. Haven't technically lost his actual family name or anything, but nonetheless, a bit of a troublemaker. Out looking for skill and coin to bring back home, and influence to drag back with him, hopefully. He kind of watches the exchange, taking everything in, going through what little he has, making sure no one's managed to pilfer his 9 coins. As well as probably looking out for anyone else who seems suitable to pilfer.
So at this point, people are just settling in and getting ready for the eve. You see some other caravaneers wandering about and setting up camp or unpacking a few non-essentials from their wagons. You have, in a sense, circled the wagons as part of the caravan, quite literally on the side of the dirt pathway that leads up to Helmgart. There are a few guardsmen that you see doing very light and relaxed patrols around. But this would be spot kind of openly RP, so you can speak among yourselves for a bit or with caravaneers, and then when we want to press forward, we'll go ahead.
Dorathil looks over to Morgutt. Oh, hi, big man. What you doing going to the town here?
Morgutt look for work.
Strong of arm? Looking to help lift, raise barns, build buildings, whatnot?
Morgutt flexes his arm. No, Morgutt smash.
Oh, more of a brawler type than, huh?
He smiles broadly at that. Nods. Morgutt like to fight.
Well, I'll be cozying up to you if things get rough tonight, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, Reinvald is off to the side a little bit, kind of smiles at that. Oh, do we have the double token for him? Or
Certainly.
yeah, he'd probably be in kind of slightly better garb right now.
Full mustache.
Fancy mustache.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he kind of smiles. Well, it sounds like you have the right idea. I can't say I've been around an ogre much before.
Well, he's a decent sort.
You snuggle up to him, you keep you warm at night.
Sure, as well as he kind of stifles a laugh as he thinks, and doesn't speak out loud of what else he thinks. Nonetheless, I'm sure it sounds like you would be quite good protection going forward.
Out of character. Just because he likes to fight doesn't mean he's all that great at it yet.
Oh yeah, he's just assuming.
I thought we did that away.
What about you two? You sound interesting. He kind of looks towards Dorathil and Kruger when he says that.
Oh, well, me? I'm looking for it to build up a bit of coin and maybe opening up a dueling academy.
Dueling again?
Yes.
Well, that's quite interesting.
I tip my imaginary hat towards you. Ah, yes, Dorathil, fencer extraordinaire.
My. What a skill set to have. What exactly brings you on the road to Helmgart?
Oh, and I pull my hair back to reveal the pointed ears. Deeper in the Empire, I'm not quite really regarded all that kindly, so on the fringes, maybe I can find a little extra work and coin.
Well, I must say that is a bit surprising. I'm curious. I'll have to ask you about some of the stories later.
Yeah, well, I'll answer what I can.
Well, that'd be quite nice. What about you, fellow? What did you say your name was?
My name is Kruger. The only reason I'm going to town is to check on a trade, get a few coins.
Well, I suppose it's a bit similar to myself. You can call me Reinvald.
Pleasure to meet you, Ranfield.
Aye, pleasure indeed.
Similar here, just looking to make a bit of coin, see what's going on in Helmgart. So I'm quite curious with the whole, well, out-faced rebellion, I guess.
Yeah, the only thing I know right now about that is that there's always coin involved.
Right? Depending on how things go, I imagine quite a lot of coin.
Aye, people need to be learning how to stab things. You usually don't tell them to stick the pointy end in them until the third session.
I suppose. You'd think that would be innate.
You would be very surprised on that.
Well, I'm not exactly good with a sword myself, but I tend to learn the cities pretty well, so...
Oh, and what about you, Hooded Man? What is your skill set?
Just a trader. Follow the coin, and then I go back to my home and enjoy it until I need it again.
Well, fair enough.
Yes. And whenever there's an rebellion, there's always lots of coin. Couldn't pass it up.
Well, seems a pleasure to meet you all.
Aye, it is indeed. Big man, do you need another bucket of whatever you're drinking?
Morgutt turns the empty bucket up and shakes it, looks at it. Yeah. Extends it.
I'll go find you another one, all right?
Thank you. Morgutt starts breaking whatever the creature he was roasting was into pieces, offering them around. Just knock that hair off. Good.
Kruger would happily take some.
Reinvald takes a piece and kind of looks it over, a bit skeptical at first as he takes a small little knife out from his pouch. He basically just carries around a small sack as he kind of cuts away at the char on the outside and looks for slightly more tender meat before nibbling away at it very carefully.
You must not have ever had to survive before. It's all edible. It's all nutritious.
Well, yes, edible and nutritious is all well and good, but taste is something. Not to be rude, of course. Seems to taste fine on the inside. I'm not a fan of char.
Hunger is the greatest sauce.
I suppose.
Yeah. Morgutt's culinary skills leave something to be desired, but there's bound to be something edible there.
Yeah, speaking of which, just for fun, roll me outdoors survival. See how well you
Love
cook
it.
this.
See how well...
all
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
dive just
TPK right here.
Oh my god!
It's actually quite good.
He's Jan.
2 levels of success. Yeah, anybody who eats this may be surprised, but this, for whatever it used to be, tastes pretty good.
Somewhere in the caravan, someone's missing a small dog.
Yeah, Reinvald assumed it was like a bit of wolf or some other creature that the ogre managed to drag into camp.
Kruger takes a bite. What is this? What kind of spices on this?
Morgutt looks. Mostly hair and dirt.
Huh.
Must be the hair then.
I suppose. I've got to say, it is strangely good. Not again. I apologize. That sounded rude. You did quite a good job, Morgutt.
Morgutt nods, smiles broadly. Seems quite pleased with himself.
Reinvald happily eats away at the thing. So, what are your plans? You have somewhere set up to stay, you two?
Well, I don't yet. I figure that when I get there, I assume.
Morgutt have no plans.
Well, I suppose we're in the same boat then, so to speak. Not exactly much coin to me, and nowhere to go. I suppose we'll find a place eventually.
Well, you're all welcome into the gutter with me.
I certainly wouldn't mind it. He looks through the small sack. There's next to nothing in it. He has a sword on his belt, but not much else. There's like, you hear the clink of several small coins. Hopefully I'll make some more once we get to Helmgart.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Maybe I'll be able to afford a proper backpack. It's been a while.
That's where, when the Empire family comes down to squash this, I'm sure you might find some laying around.
Now there is a keen-minded fellow. Yes, I suppose if things do go south, there'll be a lot laying around.
Yep, like I said, there's always coins in rebellion.
Indeed there is.
He'll finish taking his last bite and throw away some remnants behind his shoulder.
I come back with the bucket of watered down beer, sit down, look around at everyone eating. Oh, right. I missed a party, I see.
Morgutt,
I'm sure there's still some left.
Morgutt offers Dorathil a hunk of whatever this thing was.
Oh, no. I ate when I grabbed your beer. Thank you, though. Thank you.
Morgutt
It's surprisingly good.
happily takes the bucket of beer, turns it up, sort of washes down the sides of his face as he gulps on it.
My,
That's impressive.
it does seem to be, yes.
You think that's impressive? You should try some of this food.
It looks like it has a taste that would disagree with my constitution. No offense.
You must not be a survivor either.
Oh, no, I am, and my survival instincts are telling me not to eat it.
Not to eat that.
I assure you, it's all nutritious. Even the char on the outside.
Oh, I believe you.
Well, I mean, apart from the chart, it seems quite good, but I mean, that's
The
debatable.
hair adds a little spice to it.
Yeah, I've had enough hair in my lifetime to not want to eat anymore. But thank you. It was very generous of your hospitality to offer that.
Yeah, it's clear when you look over to see Reinwald, he's pretty much cut away all the char and hair, and he's got like a little small bit of haunch. Looks like the bone's been cracked open, and he's gotten a little bit of the marrow out and everything. What about you, Dorathil? You have a place to go? You want to start a... what was it?
Yes, fencing academy. No, I figured that I would build up my reputation and coin first before I go to the next step. But, dream big and you'll be rewarded big.
I suppose so. You're not wrong. But My, it must take a fair bit of coin to...
Oh, loads. I have no idea how much, but I'm guessing loads.
Well, perhaps when we get there, something amazing will happen and we'll be able to make some coin.
I wish luck upon all of us.
Well, yes. And you see he kind of crosses his fingers real quick and you hear him mutter something before he goes back to nibbling away.
Did you say something, Reinvald? I wasn't sure if I thought I...
Oh, no, just eating away. He smiles and kind of just goes back to eating.
Thought I heard you say something.
Oh, gods above. You empty now, Morgutt.
He looks around. Could use another one of those. Points at whatever the creature was.
Hi. You burned the life out of it and the soul out of it too? I have no idea what it was.
As the night goes on, more laughter is had, more jests, jace, but eventually it does start to die down, and you do decide to turn in. Let's go ahead. Any last minute things before sleeping at all?
I think Reinvald's all set.
Before bed, I would bring my blades out for just an inch, look at both trinkets on each blades, say just a few words under my breath, and slide the blades back into the sheath.
I was going to say, I don't know, Kruger might have recognized when Reikwald did that. I don't know if there's something he could roll to know what it was, but it was out of character, a prayer to Reinald.
Yeah, if he...
Definitely a hint towards him being a fucking thief.
Yeah, I mean, he could roll religion, I suppose. I think there's a religion one that's... Let me just go ahead and check skills quickly. Yeah, I guess that would fall under... No, yeah, Reikwald lore, yeah, it wouldn't be prey. So yeah, Reikwald lore Reikwald if you have it. Or just an intelligence check.
Pretty
I
sure
believe we do it.
Pretty sure it's just going to be a... I'm trying to look for it. I don't think I have any lower for Reikwald.
I believe it's going to be at half value if it's not trained. Or not a skill you normally have. No, it'd be straight intelligence. Yeah, just roll straight intelligence check. It just won't be at routine or whatever it is, so it'll be a +0.
Alright.
Yeah, so whatever you would want to do that, you do know that he whispered a prayer to Reinald. What you know about Reinald is essentially he is patron god of thieves, chants, tricksters, gambling. A lot of people that pray to him, not all, but a fair number, are involved in shady dealings or less than savory activities.
He'll keep it to himself. Just kind of stare at him a little bit and, well, I guess I shall go to sleep as well. He'll stand up. And he'll hold on, grab his pouch, tie it a little tighter as he's staring at him, right? Well, gentlemen, guess we should see each other in the morrow.
Indeed. Sleep well.
Good night.
Pleasant evening to you.
Likewise.
All right, so everyone eventually turns in for the evening, and why doesn't everybody go ahead and roll a perception check just to see who wakes up first?
Oh my. Concern. Hey! I forgot I have decent perception.
And my shit rolls begin.
Oh.
Oh.
That tracks.
Oh,
my God.
man. All right.
That's a lot of minus SL.
So, Dorathil, you do end up being awakened. Something just isn't right. It's still around the camp, but something's off. Something in the air. You don't hear what you think you should hear in the forest. You know, there's birds, there's night creatures, there's animals, things like that. That even during the night, they make noise. But when you wake up, the back of your neck just tingles, and you feel sweat, and you realize there's no creature noise coming from the woods at all.
How are the fires in the camp?
Fires are still, there are lanterns lit, fires are still going.
Okay. Who's laying close to me?
Well, let me go ahead and bring you guys over here, and we can do some arrangements on that.
That'd be far away from Morgutt. I saw what.
Yeah, wherever you would like to be at.
Because I very much don't want to be next to that whatever's working its way through his digestive tract.
That's fair. That's entirely fair.
Yeah, no, you can position yourself how. So yeah, everybody can position themselves to how they would like to be on this map as far as sleeping. There are more people than this, but this is just kind of a general thing of where people are.
I think right around in there, close to the fire, but not.
Reinvald would probably be quite happy to sleep where it's nice and warm by the flames.
Opposite end of Morgutt.
Mm-hmm.
No, stay away.
No.
Just the sound of thunder cracking every now and again, and it's like, but there's no rain.
It's a sandwich.
Yeah, so is this when everybody comfortable where their sleeping arrangements are? All right. So yeah, Dorathil, you wake up. This is Morgutt is. I mean, Raven can describe it with a 77. You are well and out and asleep.
These occasional gouts of flame erupt for no apparent reason.
Oh God, ass towards the flames. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, but you awake and you realize the lack of noise.
See, is that Kruger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will quietly rise, make sure my blades are on me, go over and nudge Kruger.
Kruger kind of roll over. Yeah.
Put my finger to my lips. Do you not hear anything?
Kruger kind of stops and listens. Would you say the fires lit or are they out?
Yeah, the lanterns and fires and everything are all lit. They're not roaring flames or anything, but the central fire is pretty well lit. And then most people, as you can see, have lanterns kind of on the edges of the caravan as well. They have little lantern sides, and there's some near where the horses are.
That is odd. And Kruger will stand up.
I don't think big guy's going to wake anytime soon, but go find the other one. I'll go see if there's a guard around that we can get an alert. Something's wrong.
Kruger instinctively looks over by the horses as he's walking.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me one more perception check, Kruger.
Well, this is not going to go far. Just saying.
No, you don't really see anything over there. They shuffle a bit, and one of them whinnies, but you don't see anything else happen.
And Kruger will continue his way over there. Reinvald.
You get about halfway there, and then as you're heading over towards a guard that you see, Dorathil, all of a sudden you see an arrow into his neck, and from the trees, it's just a loud whoa as a bunch of greenskins start to just pile towards the camp, engaging guardsmen as they see them.
Oh, bloody hell.
I'll shout out, alarm! Alarm! Hold my blades.
Yeah, I imagine Reinvald's kind of stirring by that point, and is a bit shocked hearing the screams all of a sudden, and the wahs.
Kruger starts making his way to the Morgutt and definitely get him walk. Once he sees, here's the alarm shout and sees a shadow moving over there where Reinvald is. I'm saying that right? Reinvald. So he'll go over and make sure Morgutt's run over and make sure he's stirred.
All right. Well, I mean, he's not like in a coma or anything, so I assume you can get him up.
Yes, you are awoken, Morgutt, and you just hear the sounds of combat all around you as you wake up. Guardsmen, caravaneers, there's a huge explosion that comes from the pen where the horses were, and you just see the horses getting engulfed in flame. Not really sure what the source of that was, but
well, Morgan knows where his next meal's coming from anyway.
But you see people getting carved down, and there's tides and tides of greenskins. You see the old caravaneers. Into the woods! The cave! The cave! And he's pointing out towards this direction. To the woods! Stray arrow flies. Nails his shoulder. So you got a couple seconds to decide what's the play. They're pouring in.
Are any of the wagons near Reinvald of a merchant or anyone who has money? He's looking for the way out, and also if there's anything to grab on the way out.
So
Good strategy.
I'll give you one. You've got time for one quick check. Now, for obvious reasons, you're not going to be able to get everything from it.
He's looking for the most valuable thing he can see when he opens the wagon.
Yeah, go ahead and make me evaluate, I guess, because you're trying to what's the best thing here? So do an evaluate.
Awesome. Nice.
You see a bag that looks like it might be a bag of coins. You don't really see any other. I mean, it's a lot of this wagon that's next to you is a lot of just standard supply goods like grain and shit like that. It's mainly just like foodstuffs, but you see a bag.
On the off chance it's useful, he tosses that bag into his sack over his shoulder, pulls out his sword, and starts heading towards the
Mark
forest.
that in your inventory when you get a chance.
Sack of possibly coin.
They're bearing down. Is people running? Are they standing, fighting?
What are the guards? Do we have guards?
Yeah, I can put a couple in, but they don't look like they're doing well. They're getting pushed back hard. Caravaneers are dying left and right. The caravan master has, you believe, just expired. Took an arrow.
Oh, cheese man.
But yeah, there are a couple of guards trying to hold the line. I see a couple of them kill some goblins, but there's a massive orc that just knocks over an entire wagon by himself and is just cleaving through guards and caravaneers alike, and his own troops even.
I'll hold the line and slow retreat while I'm getting people to go behind me.
Kruger is going to try to stealthily move into the woods so he can plan his next course of action.
All right, go ahead and stealth for me. And you going into these woods, or where are you headed?
This is the way that the guy...
Yeah, he pointed
right?
up to the north here.
Yeah, that's the same way Reinwald's going. He's got that pouch and the sword. Although you do see him kind of, it's like hidden under his clothing a bit, but he pulls up from underneath his collar. It's like a small mask that comes up over his, just up over his nose, and he kind of pulls a hood out from under the back of his shirt as well, kind of up over top as he kind of goes to duck in alongside you, Kruger. Should Reinwald roll stealth as well, or?
If you're being sneaky.
Yeah, he definitely wants to be, as he rushes off into the woods. Oh, actually, oh no, it won't work. Damn. I have the thing that lets me. Oh well, actually, that's just in cities that I can reverse it.
Yeah, so you try to hold the. Oh, go ahead, Morgutt.
Morgutt will do a fighting withdrawal. We'll start heading toward the cave, but we'll try and keep the orcs, goblins, whatever, from just running over us as we head that way.
Okay. Why don't you and Dorathil both roll whatever your weapon skill thing is, whether it's whatever it's attached, like if it's fencing or whatever, brawling, I think for you, Morgutt. Why don't you go ahead and roll that? It's not going to be a true combat because you are doing a fighting withdrawal. You're not getting stuck in, so we're not going to roll initiative on it. But let's just see how well in the fighting retreat. Okay.
Not great.
Eh.
So it's a bit of a rough retreat.
Kruger
no.
once he's hidden, would assist with some magic missiles.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll one of
how
those then?
Alright.
After you guys do this, I'll ask.
Especially seeing that they're faltering.
Those might be automatic hits, actually.
I'm not. I guess I would have to roll from the sheet. I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Let me take a look. It's magic. Petty magic usually is pretty. Yeah. Okay. No, there's a roll.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. As long as you don't like critically fail, I think you're fine. But yeah, it's damage +0, so it's whatever your base is. Yep.
There's a base.
I think it's your success level. So I'll have to look at that one. But yeah, I mean, you throw some darts out, some magic missiles hitting from the tree line. Might not be clear where exactly they're coming from, but the fighting retreat is a bit rough. No critical failures, so I'm not going to give you guys any damage, but pretty much you don't think anybody else from the caravan is going to make it. It looked really rough. People were running in all directions and just getting cut down, cut to pieces. But if you all press north, then you are able to get away as these guards hold the line as best they can.
Reinwald, the bag he has making some sort of noise. He's too panicked and half asleep to really be sneaky, but he's definitely booking it towards. The old man mentioned something about a cave, so he's kind of keeping an eye out for something like that.
Yeah, Kruger is throwing the magic, the darts, as long as Morgutt and Dorathil engaged. Once they start breaking free to go north, disengage and catch up to them.
All right. So all here would have absconded away from the camp, and you do hear just the dying screams of people as you head to the north, and another loud wah goes out into the night. The cave doesn't seem too difficult to spot. It's in a small copse of trees. Reinwald, you do notice it pretty quickly. And I'll go ahead and bring everybody in here. Everybody can see.
Yep.
Tiny little Dorathil.
Oh, I am a wee elf.
Keebler.
Suddenly turn from... I was just gonna say.
All right, so you all find yourselves kind of in the entry point of this cave. It is rather dark. Those of you that you no longer really have the moonlight in here, so those that don't have some kind of night vision might be in a bit of a dark situation. I think that I know Morgutt has it. I think Dorathil may as well have improved sight inside the cave. Right now, it doesn't matter as this is still, but it will play a part later. So
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
night vision.
Yeah, Reinvold is kind of stumbling around a bit. He seems used to like moving in the dark, but definitely doesn't seem like he can see proper.
I don't know. I don't think my guy can see in the dark, so he'll light a candle.
You sure you want to be doing that? Drawing them right to us.
Reikwald kind of looks their way, the way of their voices. Well, I certainly wouldn't mind it. I can't exactly see well.
No, it's dark as night in here.
I suppose night's partly to blame.
But if you think we can make our way out, put it out.
If you want, I can be guiding you back. I can see in here just fine. I just worry that the greenskins will make their way in.
Certainly possible. The old man was shouting about the cave.
They're smart enough to find this damn place, but they're resourceful. I'll give them that, fortunately.
In that case, he'll blow out the candle and lead away.
I'll lead them one by one back deeper into the cave. After I get them into a certain spot that seems all right enough, I'll go forward a bit to keep an eye out over the entrance.
yeah. So as you go deeper into the cave, Dorathil, it doesn't really come to an end. It looks like it keeps going. Why doesn't anyone who has it make me a lore Reikwald test?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, Reinvold, not sure in regards to anything with the cave. Dorathil, just from your kind of senses that you have, I mean, this keeps going. This is still in the direction that you were all heading in, towards Helmgart. Maybe it's a mining cave? No idea. You're not too familiar with mining, but it does appear to be pickwork on the walls.
Well, looks like this cave was used before we got in here. And I gesture around and realize they can't see. It looks like miners or some sort. we're stripping this mine clean. Do know this goes in the direction of the way we're going, but I don't know if it comes out on the other end.
Well, I suppose we don't have much to lose, do we?
No, probably not.
Seeing as the other way are orcs. Let's just hope it comes out somewhere, well, less green, I suppose. You notice he still has the... Dorathil wouldn't have seen it before when he pulled it up, but he has the kind of mask and hood pulled up out from under his clothing, kind of covering him pretty well. It's kind of a pallid greenish, grayish color. Seems like it would blend in well, either in the forest or in the city.
You'll be one to keep that tight. I think the cave's going to get nice and dank down here.
He kind of, as they have a moment, he kind of can't quite see, but he reaches into the pouch and kind of feels around to see what's in that bag he grabbed.
Roll a d10.
D10. 8.
8 silver.
Very nice. Yeah, he's happy about that. He feels around the surface of the coin, kind of realizing what exactly it is and its actual value, and there's a smile on his face no one else can see underneath the hood and mask, but he keeps that well tucked away inside his pouch. Well, I suppose we move on then.
Yeah, I guess if y'all want to be lighting torches, candles, or whatever to find your way better, you can now. I don't think the greenskins would be wandering after us at this point. Their attention spans are pretty short.
Yeah, considering there's a whole caravan there for the pillage, I'd highly doubt they're chasing anybody into the woods.
True, I suppose they've plenty of horse to eat and people to do whatever they do with them. Do they eat people? The orcs? I'm pretty sure they do, don't they? They must. They
I never asked one personally, but I'm guessing so.
Neither have I. Shame about all the stuff and the people back at the caravan.
At that point, Kruger would go ahead and light his candle again.
Don't suppose you have a spare of those, do you?
As would have it, I do. Would you like one?
I would very much like one, seeing as I don't exactly have any other means of lighting my way. He kind of sets his small sack down to take it. I assume he helps Reinvald light it, seeing as he doesn't have any way to. And he kind of puts it in the same hand as the one carrying his sack, so that he can actually hold them both at once.
He uses his candle to light it for you.
Nice. And he, for now, given the stress of the situation, he does keep his sword drawn just in case.
What's the matter, Morgutt? You hungry?
Yeah, we should eat some.
Well, not sure there's exactly anything to eat in here. So you're welcome to it.
Why don't you make a perception check, Morgutt?
Oh, yeah. He's standing on rations.
Looking for food.
Oh, it's gonna be like a big
He's standing on a pile of rations.
moss.
No, I don't see anything worth eating, unfortunately, Morgutt. It's all just rocks, really.
Dried rocks. No good.
Yes, they're a little dry, aren't they?
Yeah, Reinvald kind of puzzles that over in his head. Kind of mutters, would it be better if they were wet? Not exactly eaten rocks before.
I'm assuming ogres have things like chickens. You know, they eat rocks to help break up their other food.
Dude,
Oh,
chickens
have a
do
crawl.
I'm assuming so. I don't know.
They hide it with their beard.
As you're proceeding down the pathway here, there comes the quintessential fork in the path. A pathway going to the left and a pathway going to the right. A couple of crags. Again, no one is really familiar with this cave. You're not sure which direction would be the right one. But you are at this fork at this point, Dorathil.
Well, like you can see with your candles, there's the left way or the right way. I have no direct idea which way is better.
Let's see. Reinvald will kind of pull the mask down just a bit and kind of sniff at the air. He's kind of just looking to see if it smells like death down one way or another, in case there's like some kind of animal in here or anything.
Yeah, why don't you make me a perception check if you're trying to pick up on these paths here? I know we're using this one a lot, but it's
Any kind of modifier?
So every test, unless I say otherwise, should be made up with the plus 20. Yeah. So I maybe I should have said that before, but for the future,
I was gonna say
every test should be the plus 20 unless I say otherwise.
Okay. Do I need to put that in when I click it, or?
It should allow you to make a modifier, but it might not. We can just eyeball it if it doesn't. Yeah.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Makes a world of difference, doesn't it?
Oh, okay. God, it really does, doesn't it?
Yeah, failure. You're not able to really pick up on anything, either direction of it. You just kind of, if you're trying to take in sense, just a very dank cave. You don't really hear anything.
But kind of pulls the mask back up a little bit more, back over his nose. Well, I can't say I've been in many caves, and can't hear anything, can't smell anything.
Kruger, with his candle, he walks over to one cave and checks the movement of the flame to see if it starts flickering towards that direction.
All right, are you checking the left or the right side first?
What was that?
So there's a split in the path. Are you checking the right or left? Yeah.
Yeah, he'll do the right side first.
Okay. So the right side, you don't see the candle flicker. You may make a perception test though if you'd like to.
All right, we shall. You never know what you see when you perceive stuff.
Ooh,
Nice.
all right. So Kruger, while you're sitting there looking at the flame, you start to hear something coming from the direction that you're looking on this right side of the path. You're not quite sure at first, but then you kind of pick up on it singing. Somebody singing some kind of very solemn tune. Let me look at the languages that you have, Kruger.
I only have one more.
Yeah, you're not sure the language. You know it's not any kind of Empire or Bretonnian. It doesn't sound guttural. It certainly does not sound beautiful. But it's you're not quite sure. You know you hear singing, at least two different voices coming from down this direction.
Okay. Well, he kind of stands back a little bit. There is some voices coming down from this tunnel as he moves his candle away. But I'm not seeing a draft go down this tunnel either, which means there may not be a hole on the other side.
Do we know how far away we were?
In terms of how far you guys were when you set camp from Helmgart, or
Yeah.
about a half day.
Okay.
So, but again, there's a couple of songs being sung. Sound kind of sad. I don't know what the language it is, though.
Can I listen to hear?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, Reinwald is gonna kind of lean down that way and try and listen.
Yeah, you can all make perception tests with a plus 40 now because you're actually trying to listen for something specific.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, Reinwald, you still can't hear it. Dorathil, I would say that you'll probably know this by proxy, even though it's not a language you speak. You have Elvish or Eltharan, as it's referred to. You may have, you've heard beautiful Elvish singing, and this is the exact opposite of that. So you feel like you have a pretty good sense of what this is, and I don't think you need to even ask to know who this is, what race this is.
Oh, God. It's the fucking ground pounders.
Say the what?
Ground pounders?
Yeah, the stout folk, if you will. Dwarves.
Oh.
They're a bunch of sad bastards singing the rocks and whatnot.
Well, I mean, I suppose they might be able to help us.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I guess.
If they know the way.
They make good beer.
Do we have anything to barter with them?
Not exactly. Reinwald says, kind of, the bag kind of towards his back a bit more this time.
Yeah, it's not like we had time to grab stuff before we left.
Exactly.
Yes,
They'll be
yes.
wanting something from us. They always do.
Yeah, well, perhaps we'll be able to figure something out.
Well, shall we continue to do it?
Might as well see what they want. I mean,
Well, from my understanding, they like to be left alone sometime. Like,
well, they might want to know there's orcs nearby.
Oh, that'll definitely get them fired up. They definitely have a distaste for the greenskins.
well,
Yeah, good.
that could
Good.
be.
All the more reason for them to help us.
There's our bargaining chip.
Indeed.
Do you want me to lead the way, or...
Good cry.
Right. I'll start picking my way slowly down towards the singing.
All right, so you make your way down towards the singing. It isn't too far of a distance. You start to come up, you see very faint torchlight and a couple of small figures that gradually come closer into view. And sure enough, as you expected, Dorathil, there appear to be a couple of dwarfs mining away. You see a few bottles of what you're certain might be beer, kind of leaned up against one of the cavern walls.
I will start, hello down there.
And they were just in mid-song. Oh, Razigat, huh?
Oh, hi, hello.
And one of them kind of peers through the darkness. Oh, Cousin Dockery, I think we need to stop drinking the stout. Why is that, Cousin Buggery? I see a bloody elf. And no elves would be down in these caves, so I must be seeing things.
things.
No, you're not seeing things. I got attacked by a damn greenskin, me and my traveling companions, and they chased us into your lovely cave.
Reinvald kind of steps up around some of the rocks. Yes, yes, hello. Good to meet you both. Well,
And both of them kind of blink a bit. Oh, bloody hell, there's a whole mess of them, and he looks down. By the ancestors. Let's see. How many of you are there? 1, 2...
Morgutt steps out. Hello. Are those beers?
Yeah, one of them grabs one of the beers. Aye, they're beers. There are beers.
You must excuse my friend, he's mighty thirsty. Kruger steps out with his candle.
Oh, scruff. Oh, by the ancestors, what you doing in our cave? Said something about greenskins, knife ear.
I did, Rock Eater. The greenskins chased us down here into your lovely hole, and we're looking to get passage down to the other side of your home.
Passage.
Yeah.
And why would I help a knife ear do anything? You know what they say about making deals with elves? They break.
Reinvald kind of steps up a bit. Well, I can't say I know a whole lot about the intricacies of elves and dwarves, but I, for one, would certainly appreciate your help.
Of course, a manling wouldn't understand. One of them starts
That is
banging on the
something
rocks.
to agree upon at least.
What manner of company is this that you lot are keeping? A couple of manlings, an elf, and whoever you are, meaning no disrespect.
I'm Morgutt.
He's just a very big boy. And
Hungry
we're-
and thirsty too.
very thirsty, you're right, and we're just looking to get to Helmgart.
Yes, as Dorathil here mentioned, our caravan was attacked by orcs.
And they seem to, it's just starting to register now. Urks! Urks this far out.
Yes, quite a few of them as well. They killed our horses and, well, sort of just about everyone else. I don't know if anyone else made it into the forest. Some old man shrieked about a cave over here, so here we are.
Oh, it's probably old Schultz. Reckon he's dead, isn't he?
Ah, yes, that was the name. Yes, he's very dead. I think he took an arrow. I don't know, I was heading the opposite direction.
It's about his time. You manlings never live that long. Well, since we're about to be bargaining for passage, might as well introduce myself. I'm Bogri Bofferson. That's my cousin Dakri Draxon.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you both. I'm Reinvald.
Morgutt.
Yes, and I am Kruger.
Charmed all the same.
So we've got Kruger Morgutt, Reinvald, and Charmed the elf. Excellent. Well, since you be wanting passage, I be supposing we could talk about a bargain. See, we're from Kirak Zone, and though we allow you manlings down at whatever the bleeding zug that you name that city, Helmgart,
Yes, that's it.
we share mining rights with you on occasion, as long as it profits us, but these are rightfully Kirak's own caves. So, I suppose you'll be making proper bargain for our trouble and helping you find your way away from Urks.
Well, better them to find our way away from the orcs than them to find us here.
Yeah, if you show us the way out, we'll leave. How's that for a bargain?
I was just gonna say. Yeah, Reinwald kind of looks at him over. Well, I do suppose these are your caves and all, and well, seeing as the alternative is us wandering the caves for far longer.
Oh no, the caves will take care of you, manling. But if you want to get out the right way, we would need to be compensated for our trouble.
How much you be wanting?
Now, we don't come to the bargaining table first. Even you should know that, knife ears. Make your offer. What you think's fair for your safe passage.
See, this is what happens. This is why we stop talking. You just...
Well, I don't exactly have much, seeing as just a sack with nothing in it, and reaches into the sack, avoiding the pouch hidden within, kind of pulls out several brass pennies. This is about what I have.
Hold it up in your hand so I can count it.
Yeah, he reaches the hand forward with 9 brass pennies.
You need to
in
take your boots off too.
Maybe you ought to shake him upside down.
Might be in a moment, manling, for your smart mouth. And he pulls out an apparatus from his one of his pocket sides. It's kind of like what a jeweler might have to zoom in on a jewel or he's cutting, or kind of a microscopic instrument, and starts to observe the brass pennies. That one looks real. And how many is it?
Better bite that one.
Yeah, he pulled out 4, but as the guy kind of approaches, he'll pull out the other 5. And it's just about all there is in there. 9. I would prefer, of course, to have it to get a room once I get to Helmgart, but I think my safe passage would be a bit more valuable.
And Bulgari and Dockery look at each other. 9. That's an uneven split.
You know, you could always cut the penny in half.
Your coppers are almost worthless to us anyway, manling.
If Morgutt was smarter, he'd make a joke about him drawing wire, but...
If you can produce an even 10 or equal value, then we can let you pass.
Yeah, he kind of looks to Kruger and Dorathil and Morgutt. I don't suppose any of you have another brass penny?
I don't.
Gives him a look. 1 brass penny.
Yes.
Yeah.
I suppose I could cover the rest for us. I don't mind. If it gets us out of this cave and closer to Helmgart.
Let me see what I have. And he reaches into a pouch and shuffles around for a minute and reaches into another pouch. 1 brass penny. He pulls it out.
There we are.
Yeah, and he holds out both of his hands and takes them rather quickly. He bites one that he had looked at for a long time. It was in your hands, but seems satisfied. All right. 5 and 5, and he hands 5 to his cousin. Well, manling with a proper business sense. Well, good. He kind of claps his hands together. So, listen close. These are directions you want to be following. You're going to keep walking this way. All right? There's going to be several different passages on your left and right side. You're going to count on your left side to 3. When you get to the third passage, you take the left. Now, at some point, it's going to bottom out. But it's going to bottom out into a sewer. That's a Helmgart sewer. Go ahead, swim through the refuse, and you can find yourself a way up into the poor district.
Yeah, oddly enough, Reinwald kind of nods along as he describes the path. Oh, well, that's quite convenient.
Oh,
I suppose that'll do fine.
one more thing, manling. Since you didn't haggle, I'll give you this one for free.
Oh, that's quite kind of you. Thank you.
Don't step off the main pathway. I'm not talking about in the cave. I mean when you get to the sewer. Do not step away, no matter what you see. You understand?
So keep to the main passage.
Right.
Well, I think I can do that.
All right. Well, if that's all, we've got more mining to do. And we've got to go tell the correct zone about a bunch of orcs that humans failed to deal with once again. Clack, and he smashes against some iron.
Very well. Well, again, thank you for the directions. Good luck with your mining.
Yeah. Off you go.
Reinwald will kind of go to move on past. Quite quietly, just happy to move forward.
Kruger will nod at him as he continues on.
I just slowly roll my eyes and walk past him.
Morgutt walks by, eyeing the beers, drooling a little bit.
And Balgry looks at you as you're walking by, and he grabs one of the beers. And, oi, big fella. Huh?
Morgutt looks.
He's shaking at you. Go on.
Morgutt will take the beer. Thank you.
He chugged the whole thing.
Yeah, of course he does.
Look at that. He's one of us, hot brother, cousin. Oh, you just gave him one of our full beers. All
Morgutt
this was for nothing.
wipes the back of his hand. That was good.
Of course, I've heard nothing but good things about dwarven beer.
That's what I said. They make good beer.
Aye, the best beer.
That's what I
The
meant.
best. You come to correct zone if you ever become a dwarf friend. You get all the good beer. We've even got a case of Bugmans we'll be trying to get for years.
Bugman. That sounds familiar. Top of the shelf stuff, isn't it?
Top shelf. No, bottom of the hole, lad.
I suppose that's accurate enough. Well, best of luck to the both of you.
Aye. They go back to their mining. You're able to follow the dwarf's very clear, concise directions, if given a bit rushed. And you do find yourself in a bit of a downslide that leads into kind of what you would expect from a sewer passage. Get you all out here. Each one of you slides down this small kind of decline, splash some shallow, disgusting water. It is what you might expect. Just a bunch of refuse and disrepair, very basic aqueduct sewer system underneath what you believe is Helmgart, as the dwarves have said. You guys can RP openly here as I go through a few things on my end.
Well, this is just awful.
I suppose it certainly doesn't smell great, even through the mask.
Leave it to the dwarves to find us the shittiest way into the town.
Quite literally. My. But nonetheless, it's much better than wandering the caves.
Yes. I do apologize. I didn't have anything less than silver on me, otherwise I would have gladly helped. But when we get into town,
Profit.
room is on me.
Well, thank you kindly, Dorathil.
It is the least I can do after all of this.
Morgutt looks around, kind of shrugs, like, maybe not so bad.
I suppose it could be worse, but not sure many ways. Why do you think they said to stay on the path?
Would you want to get lost in the sewer?
Oh, no. I'm going to be washing the stink out of me for weeks.
Well, thank the gods for heavy clothing.
I'll be very surprised if somebody does worse than that, but we'll see.
Oh, God damn it.
And it's plus 20, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Did I do my plus 20?
I'm so cool.
Unfortunately,
Oh, shit.
Ooh, oh man,
Right there with me, huh, bud?
damn. It's all. You are the worst one, though. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So I think we have to go with you. So
Shit, he's got the
Yeah.
highest too.
So
Like,
as you're
Always should do.
proceeding down the path, Kruger, you just happen to kind of look idly around, and you notice on one of the side passages. You can't believe it's there, but it looks real to you. There are just a massive stack of what you know to be grimoires, magical grimoires,
uh-oh.
just
shit.
all over this one particular kind of cubby that you can see, that you could just walk into. There's just a couple bits of candlelight. There's a desk there. It doesn't make any sense, but you believe it's real, and it's just all right there.
And Kruger stops and looks at it. What in the world? And he doesn't even say nothing, no, but he starts just walking towards it.
Would Reinvald notice him kind of head nod?
Perception, but not with plus 20, because it is kind of sudden. Nope, they have no clue. You're in conversation with you're in conversation with Dorathil about something like
About the whole not turning off the path thing, oddly enough.
Just for shits and giggles.
nope.
Oh my.
It was nice knowing y'all.
So yeah, Kruger, you start to head off the side, and as you get closer, it doesn't seem to change much. It's piles by piles of books. And you're basically within arm's reach of them at this point.
Kruger stops for a moment as he stares at the... Oh, there must be so much knowledge in this. And he goes out to touch one of the books.
All of you hear a loud snap.
Ooh.
And Kruger, go ahead and roll me a D4. You're going to suffer 2 wounds as when you blink, you'd reach for the grimoire. There's a rather large trap that snaps onto your hand and kind of pins you to the ground. It smashes down and you feel you maybe feel your bones start to crack and move inside your hand. It's extremely painful, and all of you hear that loud snapping noise from behind and notice that Kruger is not there.
Oh, shit.
Reinvald kind of pulls out his sword, unsure of what exactly is happening, and kind of very cautiously starts moving back along there. He's not sure what exactly happened, so he's going to try and stick to the shadows as best he can. So do you want me to roll stealth, or do I need to bother right now?
You can if you want.
I pull out my blades and start making my way back towards the... Yeah.
Oop, I can actually turn that into a success with my...
The flip around? Yep. Okay.
Yep. So it's a 30.
So you're being sneaky. Yeah, you're heading back. Yeah, I mean, whoever heads right back would see pretty plainly Kruger there in this little cubby pinned against the ground by this large contraption. Appears to have operated on a hinge and kind of slammed down. It's keeping him stuck there.
Kruger, as he's there. Hey guys, I need a hand.
Reinvald.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Reinvald looks a bit confused, but he kind of keeps to the side, looking around for whatever is going on, and he kind of whispers, "The hell are you doing?"
I see in a bunch of books and scrolls and stuff, and now I'm pinned to the ground.
Morgutt will try and free Kruger's hand.
As you're
Yeah, Reinvald's keeping an eye out for whatever set the trap.
as you're working to do that, and I'll have you roll for a minute. Kruger, you see kind of, because of the way this cubby's set up, there's a couple of side passages that kind of go off of it as you go in. Down one of the side passages, again, you just happen to look into the darkness. You see a pair of eyes looking back at you, and they're not eyes like a little creature. It's something the height of a man, maybe, looking with very dark red eyes at you from the side passage, and blinks at you. It says nothing. You don't hear. All you hear is Morgutt trying to lift this trap right now, and then a bunch of small red beady eyes start to surround it. And
If we have to fight a fucking rat ogre session, what?
Better hurry up.
From the shadows, you see a rush of giant rats coming towards you, the size of dogs, just pouring out of this side passage. Morgutt, go ahead and make your, I believe it's athletics, but it could be, athletics if you have it.
All right. And is this at plus 20?
Absolutely. That seems, I think you did double plus.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Must have.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
going to say,
must
I
have.
was like, that doesn't seem like a plus anyway.
Roll it again. Don't do double plus this time. That'll do.
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah, so go ahead and describe how you basically rip this trap off the hinges.
And Morgutt walks up, looks, sees that it's pinning Kruger's hand to the ground, just grabs the part that's pinning his hand, and twists it up and off,
And as Kruger
You free
stands,
now.
up, there's some angry-looking dogs heading at us. And he backs up behind Morgutt.
Now we'll go ahead and roll initiative. Might show two of. One of them is a stat, I think. The other one is... I don't know.
Yeah.
Should be... Let me see. It should be the first one.
They both prompt a modifier. Yeah.
Initiative combat.
Is this with plus 20 as well, or not?
I think you just roll initiative straight.
Well, they both did the same thing for me.
Hey.
One was a SL there. Yeah.
That didn't seem to do it.
So I rolled a 96.
6, okay. Did you roll from sheet, Morgutt?
No.
No? Okay.
Wow. What is that one?
Oh, you know, I might have put this. I might have put double for. Yeah, I think I put the same one on Kruger's by accident. Kruger, go ahead and roll from your sheet. Should work.
Should I try the second
So
one?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's strange.
No, yeah, the second one on mine is the
It
same.
is okay. Yeah, I'll have to go back and fix it. Just roll from the sheets. Should be fun.
Okay.
That's much better.
Yes.
I'll add that.
Ah, there it is. Oh.
So it should be under your characteristics.
Yeah, that's what I clicked. I clicked roll. Interesting. Test 1, no tracker. Yeah. What is it I should be rolling? Is it just a D10 or D20 or something?
It should be a D10 plus something, like plus your agility and initiative bonus.
Plus agility
Yeah.
bonus.
There you go.
There it goes. I had to... So on the sheet, I think that's what it is. It probably is rolling from the sheet, but in initiative, you have to click it and go down and select initiative plus AG.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
And then it should...
Okay, got that sorted out. I'll get that sorted for next session. Okay. Oh, Dorathil. Dorathil had a 10 on his first one somehow, so...
I fixed mine.
Fixtures? Okay.
How did I get a 9?
It changed mine too, didn't it? Nope, never mind.
Let's go with it. All right. So, rats. I believe you said you stepped behind Morgutt, so we're gonna kind of do this relative here.
Have they spotted Reinwald yet?
No, they can't see you. They're running at Morgutt. One of them is first.
He's up that way.
So this swarm of rats comes running at you, Morgutt, and tries to go ahead and go for a mass of bites against you.
Yes.
You can attempt to dodge. I don't think you can pair with brawling.
Let's see what happens here.
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't see how that plays out. I believe I have the rules for it. No, you succeeded your dodge. I believe he fails. Let's go ahead and describe how you avoid these bites, or what exactly you do to make sure you aren't bitten.
As the rats come swarming towards Morgutt, he backpedals a couple of steps, leans down and bellows at them, giving them pause for a moment.
A bunch of these rats begin to scatter away from that initial group. The second group will start pushing forward here. And again, go after Morgutt since he's the biggest thing they can see. Ooh, no. So there's this mass of rats is just overflowing going after Morgutt, but you don't see him, anyone else doesn't see him being bitten or torn to shreds or anything yet. They're not really sure how to go after this creature. It may be.
Not a lot of ogres down here.
Yeah, not used to this.
Too much.
Kruger.
All right. So magic's bad, right?
Man, it's up to you.
I mean,
In this situation, I mean, a bunch of rats, maybe some fire.
yeah,
Sounds pretty good, but
but I don't.
Explosive sewer
Possibly.
gas.
light the sewers on fire. I
Well,
love
what he
it.
really doesn't want is someone turn him into a what they call the witch hunter people. There's a whole lot of nope there, so he's gonna pull out his dagger.
All right, and you should have something. I think you should have something for a dagger.
I do.
You should, yeah. Let's go ahead and. Which one of the rats are you going after? Which group of rats, I should say?
I guess I'll go with that one. If I'm close enough, do I need to move up closer or no?
You would need to be able to get in range of me because right now you're behind Morgutt, and Morgutt's.
All right. So he will step up since he caused this mess with his dagger. All right. Gonna step up to engage that cell of rats there. And use his dagger. Attacks getting plus 20 or no?
I believe that they do. Let me double check to make sure.
Well, I'll add it. We can subtract it later if need be.
Mhm.
Well, that's
Ooh.
that a fine honeydew. Sorry, Mogert. Looks like I'm about to stick you in the back.
You were on rat's side.
I'm about to get smashed.
Yeah, it's going to be a foe. So you certainly don't hit. Okay, combat is at +0, so that's actually worse. That's
Oh my,
that's.
very
I think
worse.
that's 3 degrees of
Also,
failure.
Dorathil's not on the turn order.
Who's on the turn order?
He should be. He.
I demand a reattack.
No. So
Hanging chads.
So fumbles. Well, go ahead and roll a D100 for me. First one of the game. This is going to be a fumble roll, so D100.
Better fumble roll with the dagger than with magic, gentlemen.
That's fair.
That is very true. I looked at some of that, and it's
Petty
scary.
magic isn't too bad, but yeah. So describe how you hurt yourself with your dagger. You take 1 wound.
Okay, so as he goes up, I'm assuming the 12 is my HP. So let me this is the red one.
I adjusted it. It's fair. So I gave you for the trap, and then this is
Perfect.
the 3's the dagger.
Perfect. I was about to adjust. So as he goes to grab his blade out of his of his sleeve and step forward as he's doing it, he actually grabs it a little too shallow and cuts his hand as he tries to pull it out of this, pulled out of its holder there, because it's just a ring that's holding it in, so it's open blade.
All right. So that would be it for Kruger and Morgutt.
Morgutt will attempt to pummel the western group of rats. And on his knuckle dusters, there is a +10 to hit smaller quality. I assume that would apply here?
That's from you being an ogre, I believe, but yes.
Okay.
It's easier for you to hit smaller, I guess, because you got more mass.
Big fat fists, yes.
I'll go with that.
Very good.
Nice.
And he'll try to avoid it. No. All right, so good time to talk about levels of success. So you're going to get...
Wouldn't it be another one since he has the +10? It doesn't look like it's factored in.
Let me see. Looks like it was, because it's
No,
at
yeah,
31. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So you did hit. So that's level 1. So damage is your strength plus SL, I believe. So it's whatever the base damage of the object is, plus your strength, plus your SL. So it's going to be 7 damage, 7 wounds. Locations don't matter on this one because it's a swarm. But you do get 1 advantage. So what that is, basically, it's another +10 for you to hit in this combat. So to kind of describe how advantage works, basically it's kind of a snowballing effect. The better you start doing in combat against something, the more advantage you get, the easier it is to hit and avoid being hit, things like that. Okay. So keep track of that. We'll go ahead and mark advantage like so. So you have 1 advantage right now.
Okay.
I believe I have handouts on advantage as well. He has a handout on it, so... And that can be hit, defense, or resisting influence as well. You can get up to 5 of them. Okay. And you lose advantage if you suffer any conditions or wounds. All right, so you hit that. You punch the swarm of rats. How's that look as you eviscerate several of them?
Not sure that punches really make a whole lot of sense against a swarm of rats, but anyway, yeah.
They're dog-sized rats. That's
yeah,
fair.
true. These aren't regular rats, so yeah. So Morgutt just sort of leans over and starts wailing on rats as they approach, trying to bite him.
Very good. Dorathil.
All right, so I see that. I'll move up there, pulling out a rapier. I'm just reading my weapons here, so... Okay, I will go ahead and use Distract on it.
All right. So this is resolved by an opposed athletics. Cool. All right. So whatever one you're using, I don't think it matters for either of his stats. Whatever one you want to use to make your test cooler athletics.
Okay.
Nice.
I use probably my athletics. Shit. Yeah, I'll use my athletics.
Nice.
All right. So you do distract this rat swarm, pulling it away or getting it kind of in a malaise, I guess. It seems like this group of rats seems to have lost a bit of their cohesion as they all kind of fumble around, and some go towards you, some go towards Morgutt.
Big man, it'd be a great time to smash it. Go ahead, poke poke.
Not my turn.
Reinvald.
Let me see. So do you get so you have I see there's moves and actions. How many do you have of like what?
You should get a move and an action. So I was actually going to say if you...
Yeah, because Dorathil should.
Yeah, I was going to say you should still be able to
Oh shit. Okay.
attack, I believe.
Then yeah, I will try to poke at it with fencing.
Hey, damn.
All right. So I think you should have a weapon thing you can pull from there, just so I can get a sense how much damage. Since to be your base damage, it's going to be weapon damage plus strength plus your level of success. You're also going to get one advantage.
Okay. So did you just want me to like hit the roll button on it? Or?
Sure, and then we can just take the SL from the fencing. So it'd be plus strength bonus plus 4. So it's... All right. So I think it's SLs plus strength bonus plus 4. Interesting.
3.
Your strength is 3.
Yeah.
So that would be 11 then. With that, so you do 11 to this group of rats here. Here, go ahead and describe how that looks for everybody.
So yeah, I come up and if there's some dry stone, I'd take my blade and I just create sparks against the rat swarm, causing them to kind of scurry. And then I'd take my other blade and just start shish kebabbing them.
Dorathil, as you're killing many rats, you actually see this particular group start to flee and scatter in all directions. They seem to be trying to get away from this area.
That's right, flee you cowards.
We're going to say they're basically gone at this point.
Seeing as things are turning in the group's favor, Reinvald kind of takes notice, and you get any kind of bonus for attacking something unaware of you, or as Reinvald's kind of going to try and suddenly dash in from the side and waylay them.
Let me go ahead and make something to see if they... What was yours? You had 2 success levels. Let me see if they...
I think so.
They don't see you. I think sneak attacks... Let me see.
It was before initiative, and I had a 38, I believe is what it was, because I inverted it. Yeah, so I had a 38 out of 51. Which actually, if it's got the plus 20, would be out of 70.
Normally it's a surprise attack, but let me see. I'll just treat them as surprised by you for this turn and make sure I get that condition correct. I believe that gives you like a plus 40 or something. Let me check it before I say that for sure. Conditions. Surprised. Plus 20 to hit.
Very nice. Yeah, as he kind of dips around from the side, seeing the other ones waylaid. He charges in towards these ones, attempting to kind of get them unawares and really just deal a hefty blow to them from the side. So it's 20. Perfect. 55. Very nice. Good thing I had that plus 20.
Yeah, let me just make sure, see if they have any limitations for conditions. Cannot defend themselves in a post test, so it automatically hits.
Ooh.
So they would... It's like 7 damage straight up. There were no bonuses for... Yep, because it was SL even.
No SL.
Okay.
Yeah.
I take another 7. And... They absolutely scatter after the large number of them appear to have been cut, smashed, or otherwise. And they all scurry down into the ducts and nooks and crannies.
Reinvald slashes away at them as they flee. Well, that went far better than I expected.
You see Kruger looking at his hand. Well, ain't that a son of a bitch?
Doesn't look too good, does it?
No. The dagger must have got stuck.
How about we get up topside and I can take a look at it for you?
Yes, let's... please get out of here. I think I've seen enough giant rats from one night. And orcs. And just about every other shade of shit.
I didn't think it came in a color like that.
Yeah, there is definitely something to follow with the populace above. Maybe some of Morgutt's cooking could fix that.
Got this rat.
Would Reikwald know, are there bounties for rats and stuff? Because I know rat catchers don't.
You're not sure in Helmgart.
Okay.
Yeah. Certainly something you could ask around for, but you're not sure about here.
He's not super worried about it. I know they fetch a decent price in other places, but I think we should take some of them. I mean,
Yes.
I'm not keen on eating them.
Maybe grab as many as we can. If they're worth something, then best
I
thing
think
to
the
have.
big guy is probably going to be hungry if we don't.
Reinvald will grab a couple of them, a couple of the smaller ones by the tail, alongside his sack, and alright, let's get a move on then. Up to Helmgart, and hopefully some water not filled with shite.
Hey, that would be much appreciated.
So you all press on, Morgutt with rat in hand, and it doesn't take too much longer before you find a ladder that leads up topside. And with the moon still in the sky, you all come out into the city of Helmgart, a fortress city, and perhaps home? Who's to say? But we'll allow for any closing RP, as we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here.
Reinvald kind of clambers out and sits down upon the now dirtied stone. Well, that here is far better, isn't it?
Oh,
Morgutt pours the nasty water out of his boots.
Reinvald pulls back the hood and mask.
Oh, thank Lok that we're out of that shithole.
Yes, indeed. I suppose we should let someone know about the orcs, and who knows, maybe someone will pay for the rat.
Kruger, let me see your hand there. I can patch it up.
Yeah, Kruger would show him his hand. I hope it doesn't get infested.
Yes, well, I imagine the rats and the shit won't help with that.
Well, I do have a bit of a skill as a healer, so I can take a look at it.
Yeah, do it what you can.
Rub some dirt in it.
I do have heal also, Ghost. As a skill, if that would work. Or...
Yep. Go for it. So it's going to be two separate things, though.
Okay.
It's something that you can sort out with heal, but it's something that you might
I gotta
notice
look
as
for
well.
first. Is there a modifier with it?
Uh-oh.
It's the usual plus 20 for both of them.
Would keen eyes get me anything? Or acute sense?
Sure. Yeah. I think keen eyes. What does keen eyes say? I think it usually gives you more, like a 10 or something like that. Let me see. Let's see. Acute sense sight. Yeah, give yourself a plus 40 on the perception check total.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Oof.
Okay,
Oh,
remember, you guys do have fate and fortune points.
Oh, okay.
Those can be used to re-roll.
That's so
Let me
Yeah.
let me look at because I think I have a handout on that. Yeah, fate and fortune. So you could spend a fortune to re-roll.
It's a permanent pool.
No, so if you spend a permanent fate point, then it goes away forever. This is usually just a session thing.
Okay.
So you could spend a
fortune to
Yes.
re-roll it?
Fortune.
I think it's a fortune. Yeah, let me see if it could be resilience or resolve as well.
I was kidding about the dirt.
Looks like I need to go find some medicine somewhere else now.
Well,
You
I
can
got
re-roll a
company on
failed test. Yeah.
for fortune. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's just a once per session thing.
Yeah, it's however many. It's from your pool, but it does get refreshed at the end of session.
Okay, so I only have one, but I'll spend it here to re-roll.
Nice.
God.
I should have been using my fortune.
Yeah.
Okay, there we
Got
go.
5.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper you something.
Okay.
And then you can make your heal roll as well.
Is that with plus 20 or just standard?
Plus 20.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that doesn't sound
Oh, it's good. It's oh my god, it's very good. So
You get an extra finger.
yeah, blessings.
Just found this on the ground. I'll put it on top.
My.
So normally I think heal might actually heal up to whatever your SL is. So let me just double check that. For right now, we're gonna go ahead and say that your wounds are treated. They were minor wounds anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. Yep, heal wounds equal to your intelligence bonus plus SL. They can only benefit from one hero at their encounter, so yes, that is what it does. So it would be your int bonus plus your SL, which I'm assuming is probably gonna be like
It's
11.
10.
Oh god,
Yeah,
10.
my int is 45, so.
Okay, so yeah, I mean you've healed to full. So yeah, describe how that looks as you treat his hand very well.
I didn't get your whisper.
I'm typing it right now. Sorry.
Okay. So, as I take your hand, it's like, and I start picking out splinters or any other pieces of things I find and throwing them to the side. Morgutt, do you have wineskin on you?
I'm sure he does. So, yeah. Here you go.
I do. I pull out a small bowl, pour some of that in. Spit in it, would you, Morgutt?
You want him to spit in the bowl, and then you want to put it on my wound.
Who's the healer here?
Reinvald laughs aloud as well. You're serious?
Yes.
So Morgutt spits in the bowl.
I just rub my hand over it. It sizzles a little bit, and then I pour it on, wrap it with a bandage. Don't take that off for a day. It should be fine after that. And then I pocket the things I've pulled out.
Well, if I don't have to chop this hand off, I'll be thankful.
You'll be fine. And I raise my fingers and do kind of like jazz hands a little bit. The ways of the elves are mysterious.
Well, it certainly seems they are. Ogre spit.
It actually didn't have to be ogre spit.
Morgutt kind of wonders where they get their supply of ogre spit.
It could have been anyone's spit. I just figured it would make you squirm a little bit.
I think we made it out pretty fine, considering this situation. Before we go off and let anyone know, perhaps you could treat us to that room, Dorathil.
Yes, I think that's fine. Is there anyone walking about at this time of night?
Yes, there is a town watchman who conveniently happens to be turning onto the street this very moment, and...
Oh, yes. Excuse me, fair watchman. You'll pardon our appearance and smell, but we're looking for the nearest inn. We've had one hell of a night.
And he looks at you all, and he's a bigger man, both in weight and height, and he looks at all of you. You know, folks ain't supposed to be out past curfew for a reason.
Oh, I promise we're not ne'er-do-wells. We just merely gotten into town, and we're unaccustomed to your magnificent and studious ways that you sent about town. We're traveling weary folk. If you could help point us towards the nearest inn, we would be eternally grateful, and we would celebrate with toasting your name.
Well, if you see me again, you owe me a drink. And he looks down the street. Down that way is the Drogerson Inn, owned by a dwarf.
Oh, shit.
It's the closest one, and meaning no offense to you, kind sirs, nor you, big fella. It is quite affordable, and does not have many rakes or rascals or cut purses that I'm aware of.
Well, you certainly have our eternal gratitude and at least 1 pint from me. That I can be assured of. I thank you, kind sir.
Excellent. Put it on me tab. My name's Marcus.
Thanks very much, Marcus.
Yarp. And he raises his lantern and begins to trundle away.
Well then, off to the inn. I hope they have water.
Me too. He looks at his hand. I almost feel like I should wash this off.
Don't do that. Promise you're not going to enjoy the sensation when you wash it off.
Yes, I suppose you'd best listen to him. I can't say I know much about healing.
I mean, you don't have to. You can run the risk. But if you like your hands, you like your fingers, I wouldn't wash it off for at least a day.
Well, I'll wait to see if it goes good, greeting or not.
Well, be quite happy to have some ale in me.
Yeah, I'd be happy to change out of these dirty clothes and wash them up wherever I could wash them up if they have us place.
I definitely share Kruger's sentiments on that one.
Yes. And I suppose, seeing as I paid my only copper to the dwarves, someone else would be buying drinks.
Well, let's see how much everything is first.
That's probably a good idea. Reinvald kind of spends a moment wiping what he can from his outer clothing before kind of shedding it essentially into... You notice he wears a couple of layers, and the layer underneath is definitely much better looking, although the liquids have sort of soaked through. It's definitely much better clothing than he had on the exterior. The outside looked a bit more rough and tumble, if anything, but although the interior clothing doesn't exactly look like a noble's garb, it is definitely much finer. He kind of seems to shift and relax a bit before he starts heading down the direction of the tavern.
All right. And as the four of you head towards the tavern, the scene fades to black, and we will call that session 1 of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay: The Old World.
Woo!
Awesome.
To the books.